What if you were able to identify the loans with the highest risk? What if you could know the amount of dollars at risk? What if you could see a visual representation of the risk? What if you could view the borrower's unique individual profile without using credit agency data? Plan your calling plans based on your current loan risk. What if you could see around the corner? A Claro App's FinTech Repayment Risk Artificial Intelligence AI system. Can we predict the probability of payment default of a subprime loan? We believe that we can. Working with Tracer Financial and their data, we have a set of AIs that help predict the probability of default of a loan. Using machine learning, we trained 432 AIs with 61,542 initial loan records. Of the 61,542 records, 34,449 were paid and 27,093 were charged off. Then we took a test set provided by Tracer with 6,740 loans. 1,899 were charged off, 1,487 were paid, and 3,344 are active. We used the charged off and paid loans to test the predictions of the AIs. The 3,344 active loans were used to create a live view of current risk. Here we have the blind test results, which show a high level of predictability of the Claro AI set. The AIs had no information about the actual outcome of a loan, whether it was paid or charged off. In both instances, the predictions on average were over 97% accurate as to a charge-off or a paid loan. The AIs do not have access to credit scores. Their performance is based on the actual outcomes of previous loans. There are 132 variables that the AIs use to come up with the prediction models. This is the user interface for the loan risk predictor. Here we see the major KPIs associated with the portfolio: monthly payments, biweekly payments, total active loans, payoff amount, dollars at risk, original loan amount, dollars at risk, largest loan in portfolio, median loan, loan standard deviation, average loan. The system provides 3 data filters to help you focus on what is important to you: state, payments made, probability of default in 20% increment brackets. At the center of the page, you have a waterfall chart of risk and the number of loans that fall within an individual risk bracket. A map of the US is also available with a visual geographical representation of your risk. A user can expand a graph for an enlarged view of the data within the graph. In this case, we are looking at the waterfall graph of the number of loans and their risk category ranging from 0 to 20% all the way up to 80 to 100%. As you hover over any given bar graph, you can see details about those loans. Now let's go back to the overall view of the portfolio and its risk. By selecting individual items in the filters, you can see the risk varying according to your selection of focus for each area. In this case, we are focusing on the risk associated with loans which have under 12 payments made. When we select 49 to 60 payments, the risk picture changes accordingly. Just like when we filtered the data in terms of the number of payments, we can do the same with the probability of default. Keep in mind, we segmented the risk in 20% brackets. Now let's move to another view of the risk, which provides higher granularity to individual loans. We have the same filters as the first page, and we've added a funnel graph to see overall risk, a scatter plot where each dot represents a loan, a heat map to give you a visual indication of where your risk is concentrated, and a table view of individual loans with data from your production systems. By selecting a state, the graph reacts to your choices. We can see the heat map of risk change according to the filters selected, and here you get a view of where your hot risk is. You can also navigate on your list of loans selected by your choices. The system is highly interactive, allowing you to discover and study trends that are important to you. Now let's go to the last page of the dashboard and get a glimpse of the power of Claro's nano profile technology. Again, the same filters, waterfalls, and KPI indicators as you saw before, but this time the loan table is larger. You can move the records around within the table at ease and see the same data you have in your production systems. Now let's say we're interested in knowing more about this borrower. To do so, click on the Nano Profile link, and here we have the Nano Profile for this borrower. It shows the network of places, people, phones, and multiple social circles. A much more robust network is associated with this borrower: phone numbers, historical addresses. Interestingly, in this case, we have 2 current addresses and a fairly large set of relatives and associated people for the borrower. From the data table, you can navigate to the Nano Profiles. Look at a loan with a high risk of repayment, and then you can expand the Nano Profile for that borrower. Let's go back to the first page of the dashboard and complete the tour by looking at the geographical view of risk. The interaction of the dashboards coupled with the AIs bring a solution for high-risk loan management, which is second to none, and it is using your data. What do you think? Now imagine what we can do for you and your business. Contact us, www.aclaro.io. 8332 Aclaro. info@aclaro.io.